Hello, welcome back. Now in the last two parts, we have been able to color correct this particular image, and then we did a basic skin cleanup. So we've got these two layers. If you want, you can also name these layers, if you just want to keep absolutely organized. So let's say, for example, we can call this layer as color correction. And if you just double click on it, you can just change the name just to stay more organized, that you can come to know later on. It can help also that what layer basically did what, right? And anytime, one more thing that we're going to be doing quite often in this course, because a lot of times what you have to do is you have to keep on looking at the original just to make sure how far you've gone in editing. So it's a lot of fun to do that. So one way to do that is that you can just hide this layer, and then obviously the background layer is the original layer, and then you can unhide them, but then you'll have to do one by one. And if you have too many layers, what you can do is hover your mouse on this layer right near the eye, and then press Alt or Option on Mac and Alt on Windows. And if I hold down Alt and then I click on this eye icon here, what you'll find is that if I just click on this, it automatically hides anything that all the layers above this. Okay, so Alt and hold the original layers eye icon, hover on it, and then Alt and just press it, it turns it back on, press it, turns it back off. So this is a very convenient way of just seeing the before and after in relation to your background or your original layer. So no matter how many layers are on top of each other, so as we'll move on in this course, the layers will keep piling up, but this method will still work. Okay, so it's a great way to just see a before and after. So you can see before and after with color correction and skin cleanup. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to now begin the process of a slightly more challenging type of edit, and this technique is a very popular technique in the editing world. This is called as frequency separation. If you've done my Photoshop for Beginners course, there also we cover frequency separation, but it's just done in a very basic way. But this time we're actually going to go deep into the subject so you actually understand first of all what frequency separation is, and then we're going to perform frequency separation on this particular photo. So let's get started. So what we're going to do, the first step we're going to do is that we are going to click on this new layer icon again. Okay, and this time we will have to merge all the layers onto a new layer, because frequency separation is just imagine it that it has to be started from a proper image like this. So, you cannot do it on a new layer just like we did with the spot healing. No, it needs a proper layer to start with. So what we need to do is whatever work we've done with these two layers, we have to merge it with the background layer. That means we just want a layer which is exactly contains all the data of these three layers basically. So we're trying to merge all three layers. Now, if I don't do this, what I can also do is, let me just delete that layer. What I can do is I can just select all these and click on merge layers. Okay, and now also we can start frequency separation, because this layer that you're seeing, it contains, it has merged all the data, the color corrected data as well as the spot healing data. But the problem is if I do this approach, I lose those layers before, and you don't want to lose anything when you're editing. Okay, they all should be present because you never know when you need to go back to them. Okay, so I'm just going to press Control Z or Command and Z to undo, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer, and now I want you to follow this shortcut, which is Control Alt Shift and E. If I just do this, or that's going to be Command Option Shift and E in Mac, and if you do this, can you see what happens is that it merges all the three layers, but this time it does it onto this new layer that we've created, so we don't lose these three layers. So instead of turning them into one layer after merging, no, we still retain the layers, but it just merges all of them on a separate new layer that we've created, so that we can start from this particular layer our frequency separation. Okay, so again, let me just show you this again. Create a new layer and then Control Alt Shift and E. So it's the same thing, it's still merging it, but it's just doing it on this new layer. So make sure this is highlighted before you press Control Alt Shift and E. This layer was highlighted so that the effect of this merging comes on this particular layer. And now we are ready to start with our frequency separation. Okay, This Control Alt Shift E thing, we'll be doing this merging thing, we'll be doing it quite often in this course, so get used to it. All right, so this is as good as now starting from this particular layer 1, okay? And now let's try to understand what exactly frequency separation is, okay? So what first of all, what frequency separation ultimately will allow us to achieve is that it's just going to make the skin, the tones in it, it's just going to make the skin overall look very smooth.